After months and months of hard work, we finally took on our biggest DIY project to date, giving our 1980s honey oak kitchen some new life and personality, but of course, on a budget. One DIY project at a time, we are slowly transforming this fixer-upper kitchen by adding custom touches that truly reflect our style and just make it feel more like us and like home. We completely refinished our honey oak cabinets, installed new hardware for a more classic, timeless look, replaced these super dated balusters for something more modern, and even got rid of the old linoleum flooring and installed some new LVP tile. We are going for a transitional and timeless look, and I am so happy we completed this just in time before my favorite time of the year and all of the Christmas decorating. This is phase one of our DIY kitchen makeover. The previous owners renovated our kitchen back in 2008, and while I love wood cabinetry, honey oak just isn't my style. I've been dreaming about lightening up the space for over 2 years now, and we will one day be replacing these busy countertops, but it's just not in the budget right now. With this being an enclosed kitchen and not open concept, the dark countertops and honey oak just made it feel even more busy and just heavy. While yes, it was completely functional, we wanted to just create more cohesion and flow through the rest of our home and make her feel a little bit more designer. Okay, phase two, I'm a wreck by the way, is this good filla. I have all of the cabinets finally sanded, and now it's time to fill the wood grain so that we can get that flawless finish. So I'm actually just mixing this right now, getting it watered down so that I can apply it more seamlessly. Okay, obviously mixing this by hand is not working. I was in the kitchen, literally, I can't even talk. I'm like flustered. I was going to grab my mixer, like my handheld kitchen mixer. And then my husband told me he had this bad boy up in the corner, which I knew we had, I just didn't know where it was because this is not my workspace. My workspace is in the kitchen. That's where I belong, okay? This is not where I belong, but here I am trying to figure it out because I can do hard things. Okay, so I got this. My husband, back in my hometown, we didn't have a Lowe's, we just had a Home Depot. So that's why we have this. I'm a Lowe's girl through and through, if I'm being honest. And so, yeah, I'm gonna pour this in here. I have to find the drill. Apparently you hook this thing up to a drill. Y'all don't follow me for how to DIY this shit. Pardon my French. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just figuring it out as I go. I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos and hopefully not ruin our cabinets. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. I don't even know if this stuff dries, how long it takes to dry. Like, y'all, this could be bad because I think I've got to put the whole container in here. I don't even know what my husband uses this container for, but I might have ruined it. And we're just gonna have to ask for forgiveness later, right? That's what we do as women. We just try and figure it out. He's trying to help me in the best way that he can while he's working, but your girl just can't wait for him to get home, you know? Let me know, are you impatient like me, or like do you have like any level of patience? Because I don't need a man to make it happen. I found the best and easiest way to apply this wood filler was to water it down and then paint it on. It took me a few tries to kind of get it right, as you definitely don't want it too thick because it has to actually fill the wood grain, but it also can't be too thin. We got this little handy dandy tool, which I highly recommend if you are taking on a similar project. I'll do my best to try to link everything that we use down below in the description. Moving into the kitchen, now that the cabinet fronts are all ready to be painted, it was time to prep the kitchen itself using the same method and taping where we didn't want to get paint. So I quickly did that and then prepped the floors for my husband to start laying down our new LVP. My husband moved the appliances and took off the toe kicks while I vacuumed up everything, cleaning behind and underneath, and then washed the floors on my hands and knees using Dawn dish soap and water. For flooring, we looked at LVP tile and LVP hardwood, as I really wanted to continue the wood throughout our kitchen, but I tried so many different samples and none of them matched or even came close to looking good, and I just didn't want to rip up our hardwood floors, which we refinished when we first moved in and we both love them so much. So we just decided on going with this Cortec LVP tile instead, which has both gray and warm taupes throughout, so depending on what you put it with, it will pull cooler or warmer. I really wanted all of the warmth in our kitchen. My husband did all of the measuring, cutting, and installation of these floors, so I can't tell you how to do it, and he doesn't love being on camera, so I didn't film him too much, but we're both really happy with how it turned out. Once we got the flooring installed and the wood filler was dry, it was time to sand and clean them and start priming. For primer, we went with our go-to primer, Benjamin Moore. I think it's called Fresh Start. Again, we've used this primer all throughout our DIY projects in our whole house, from our entryway mudroom makeover to the DIY custom desks my husband built for both of our daughters' rooms, and it's just a really nice primer. We do love Benjamin Moore products. And again, I will try to link the colors and everything that we use down below. And if you're wondering, I was FaceTiming my sister while painting because painting is always way more fun when you do it with a friend. The other part of the project was ripping out these super dated balusters and making them look more modern. We also decided to rip out the staircase, and while this part of the project is still unfinished, the plan is to use the same balusters on the staircase, and we're ripping up the carpet and installing some new risers and wood treads, so this will be in a future video, as again, this part of the project is not quite complete as my husband is back working. For the kitchen area, we ripped out all of that honey oak, installed new maple wood and these black modern balusters. Off camera, we painted the cabinet fronts, which you kind of could have saw in the background, and then it was time to go shopping for new hardware. I took one cabinet front to the store and played around, and I ended up loving these top knobs, but when I was quoted $1,000, I thought there is no way I will find a better deal, so I went online shopping, found them for half the price online, and I still thought I could find a better dupe. So I went to Amazon and found these beauties. They were half the price of that, and I am so happy I took a chance on the Amazon hardware because look at them. They are so beautiful and are everything I envisioned. I actually thought I wanted gold, but quickly realized in the showrooms that I actually wanted a champagne bronze finish. And I'm so happy I went in store to look at all the different finishes, look at the difference in how phase one of this kitchen renovation turned out. You'll have to let me know down below in the comments what you think and if you would ever tackle a project as big as this. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next video for some Christmas decorating. Bye!